Famous vegans and vegetarians have often chosen plant-based diets. Here are just a few among many. Important historical figures, also celebrities from the world of sports, politics, the arts who have made plants their main source of nutrition. Motivations vary, from health and diet for Bill Clinton to animal rights for Gandhi and Tolstoy and others. They make a strong case that a plant-based diet and lifestyle enriches the mind, the body, and the soul, whether a purist vegan, a vegetarian, or more liberal flexitarian. Thomas Alva Edison, the great American inventor and businessman who developed the phonograph, motion picture camera, and a long-lasting practical electric light bulb. He was one of the first inventors to apply the principles of mass production to the process of invention. He chose a vegetarian diet after becoming ill with mastoiditis, a rare illness from untreated ear infections, which he kept for life. Bill Clinton, the former United States president, chose a plant-based lifestyle to overcome heart disease problems. He often speaks about the amazing benefits he gained from going vegan. To hear him speak, search youtube.com with Bill Clinton, vegan, vegetarian. Leonardo da Vinci, a world-class Italian Renaissance painter, sculptor, architect, musician, mathematician, engineer, inventor, anatomist, geologist, cartographer, botanist, and writer. His genius epitomized the Renaissance humanist ideal. He chose a plant-based diet believing the suffering done to animals was unnecessary, therefore we should not eat them. Mahatma Gandhi, the founder of modern India. His non-violent civil disobedience methods led India to independence and inspired movements for non-violence, civil rights, and freedom across the world. Gandhi was a huge proponent of the vegetarian diet due to his belief that cruelty to animals is wrong. He wrote, "The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated." Leo Tolstoy, the great Russian novelist, wrote novel masterpieces War and Peace and Anna Karenina, which have been filmed many times. Tolstoy's teachings influenced Gandhi among many others. In Russia, his moral authority rivaled that of the Tsar. He wrote, "In seeking for self-control, the first thing for a man will be self-control of food, and the first thing from which he will abstain will always be the use of animal food. Its use is simply immoral." Alicia Silverstone is as well known for her acting as her human-centered vegan diet and approach to living. She wrote a celebrated book, The Kind Diet. Visit her website, thekindlife.com. Albert Einstein, the theoretical physicist, developed the general theory of relativity, a pillar of modern physics, and received the 1921 Nobel Prize in Physics, pivotal in establishing quantum theory. He chose a vegetarian diet for moral and aesthetic reasons, stating, "So I am living without fats, without meat, without fish, but am feeling quite well this way. It always seems to me that man was not born to be a carnivore." Benjamin Franklin was one of the United States founding fathers and a noted author, printer, political theorist, politician, postmaster, scientist, musician, inventor, satirist, civic activist, statesman, and diplomat. As a scientist, he was a major figure in physics for discoveries and theories about electricity, inventing the lightning rod, bifocals, the Franklin stove, a carriage odometer, and more. He became a vegetarian at age 16 amid ridicule from his peers, then moved and allowed himself to eat fish. He wrote, "When the fish were opened, I saw smaller fish taken out of their stomachs. Then thought I, if you eat one another, I don't see why we mayn't eat you." George Bernard Shaw was an Irish playwright, wrote more than 60 plays. He was also an essayist, novelist, and short story writer covering education, marriage, religion, government, healthcare, class privilege, equal rights for men and women, working class abuses, and healthy lifestyles. As a famous vegetarian, his reasons were simple. "Animals are my friends, and I don't eat my friends." Olympic gold medalist Carl Lewis switched to a plant-based diet to let go of bad eating habits and weight. As a vegan, got his weight and bad habits under control. He said he had the best year of his track and field career the first year he went vegan. He won 10 Olympic medals with 9 gold and 10 World Championship medals with 8 gold. Maria Navratilova was the greatest singles, doubles, and mixed doubles player who's ever lived, said Billie Jean King, former world #1 player. She won 18 Grand Slam single titles, an all-time record 31 major women's doubles titles, and 10 major mixed doubles titles. She reached the Wimbledon singles final 12 times for 9 straight years and won the Wimbledon women's singles title a record 9 times. She solved the athlete's concern about loss of power and strength eating only plants, as her track record proves. Prince is an American singer-songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and actor, created 10 platinum albums and 30 top 40 singles. He writes and produces his own music and plays most of the instruments, established his own recording studio and label. Once dubbed PETA's sexiest vegetarian alive, pop icon Prince chose a plant-based lifestyle when he made the decision not to eat anything with parents. Ellen DeGeneres is a stand-up comedian, television host, actress, hosting her syndicated talk show since 2003, as well as the Academy Awards and the Primetime Emmys. Animal lover, humanitarian, and all-around do-gooder, she is a committed vegan. In an interview with Katie Couric, DeGeneres said, "I can't imagine that if you're putting something in your body that's filled with fear or anxiety or pain, that isn't somehow going to be inside of you." Sir James Paul McCartney, all the world knows is the English musician, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, and composer who gained worldwide fame with the Beatles, then pursued a solo career. Guinness World Records described him as the most successful composer and recording artist of all time, with 60 gold discs and sales of over 100 million albums and 100 million singles, and the most successful songwriter in United Kingdom chart history. He realized he wanted a more plant-based lifestyle on a fishing trip. He said, "As I was reeling in the poor fish, I realized I'm killing him, all for the passing pleasure it brings me. And something inside me clicked. I realized as I watched him fight for breath that his life was as important to him as mine is to me." These were just a few examples, but there are many more famous vegan, vegetarian, or flexitarian role models. If you're considering a plant-based lifestyle, the benefits include health, longevity, cruelty to animals, and reducing damage done to our planet by animal products production. It should be no surprise that some of the most well-known and highly regarded people in the world chose a plant-based diet. Maybe, just maybe, their choice made a contribution to their achievements. What might you achieve?